Okay, if you would like a private reading, okay, just send me an email. Do not send a payment straight away. Just send an email for availability, because I'm trying to get through one at a time, so people are not sending payments before they're receiving me saying that I'll do it, because I don't want to get all my emails lost and confused with everybody that's paying and asking me questions as well. But all your songs, the way I normally do it is I'll come up with a song and it'll come towards the end or during the video, but normally towards the end. So watch the video that's attached and the song. If it relates, but it normally does what it does to me. But they will all be in the description, okay, afterwards. So this is for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus or Jupiter for January 2019. Happy New Year. So Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising or Jupiter 2019. You did have the devil trying to come out when I was kind of shuffling off camera, but we'll see. So you've got the moon. So the moon is more of a Neptunian energy. It's stuff that's hidden, you know, but the worst thing that you can ever do is hide from yourself. So it can mean someone's trying to hide the truth or someone's trying to seek the truth. Someone could be literally howling at the moon and thinking that they're crazy. But the moon is like Neptunian energy. It's like mysterious kind of stuff. That's why it classes as like hidden. Or it can be someone trying to figure you out, or you're trying to figure them out, because of, like, they probably see you as mysterious. You know, it can mean Cancer or Pisces. It's normally the Pisces card, but it can mean either. But it's kind of more of a Neptunian energy of mystery. So, okay, so you've got the Seven of Pentacles. So something that's built up from the past, but this is a great card, but it's also pointless as well, because it's just people sometimes, right, they build things up from the past, but then they run from it. They run from things that are built up and it really started to come into fruition, but then they run off, you know, and then it kind of leaves things stuck and stagnant, which I think is pointless, you know, because they probably try to hide their feelings, hide their emotions, and they try to run from it. And they leave you in illusion. They kind of try to leave you in the dark, in the darkness, by keeping you stuck and trapped on waiting, because they can't make up their mind, or it was something that was built up from the past, or they're trying to run from something that was built up in the past that always just never seemed to come into fruition, and it just always led to waiting and waiting. And it's like an entrapment of not making decisions, not using your intuition, can be. But it was something that was built up that was destructive, that just fell apart in the past, or it is something that was built up that came into fruition at the past, and it is starting to flourish, you know, in bloom, into something like that, because it's also looking at the moon of things that are hidden. But the worst thing you can ever do is hide from yourself. You know, I spent a long time on my ascension path where someone was hiding from me, and it was written in certain ways for it to kind of come into fruition, but someone had that much pride and that much ego that they kept that up for 4 years, and it just ended up destroying the good, you know. But that was karmic, you know. People have that much restriction that they just leave you in the dark, that they just end up leaving themselves in the dark, and it's just, well, I mean, I think it's pointless, because life is short, right? Life is short. Life expectancy is short. I can't see why, because some people, they don't know how to be in a relationship, and they don't know how to get in one. They focus more, and I've experienced this with family and stuff, is that, and this happens in life in general, people try to fix more of something that's broken than what they do try to fix something that's good. And I noticed that a lot within people in general. I mean, I'm Pisces, you know, and I have Aquarius and Venus. And I also have Aquarius in Vedic as my sun sign as well. So I relate to you guys a lot, because we can be very quirky and funny, you know, Aquarius. We have a lot of insight, Aquarians. But I kind of find, I don't know about you guys, but people really focus more on trying to keep someone out that's bad, or someone that's bad blocks their path, that keeps them in confusion and illusion, that blocks their path towards something that's good. But what happens with that, through narcissism or control, is that that's actually stopping the ascension path of where people should actually go. So it leads to confusion and illusion, where it mirrors itself back onto, well, let's just wait for things to kind of happen. I won't take any action, because there's no action. I won't take any action, towards the good, because I'm more concentrated on trying to fix the past, or fix... Past means past. If something's like really destructive or something bad in the past, you don't concentrate on fixing that or waiting for that, for something to happen. You have action in walking towards something that's good, that doesn't keep you waiting, that doesn't keep the ascension of the same thing. It's just mirroring the same thing of like, well, how long is a piece of string? How long is your life expectancy? Well, fucking who knows, right? Who knows? But people do, and that happens a lot with kind of what's happening, you know, with me. I also have a Gemini moon. I have a Gemini mother. But, you know, it happens with a lot with people concentrate on so much of trying to pull something together that's broken, that they don't realise that a lot of time has actually slipped by, where they've spent a fucking lifetime or a long time trying to fix and pull something together with hope. And this is what guidance I was kind of saying before, is like hope is very dangerous when you're trying to fix something that's broken, like a vessel, or like someone's vessel. I just see people as souls. I'm sorry, Aquarius, but I do. You know, people try to sometimes fix a vessel, or they try to fix a soul, or they try to fix a situationship, or anything like that. They focus more on, is this ever going to get better? Okay, someone keeps them trapped, or a very low vibration that pulls them down and backwards in ascension. And they don't realise for a very long time, well, how long have I been doing that, trying to fix something that's broken? You can't, because it's broken. Someone has broken themselves. They've also broken you. So the more that they focus on that, or someone tries to, a very low vibration, tries to concentrate more on them of pulling them back, that keeps them in illusion, and that keeps them pulling back, and they think, well, fucking hell, well, they should do, but people don't. They think, well, how fucking long have I done that? This person that's kept me low has kept my vibration low, that makes me act out towards good things. Like I get the blame a lot in my life, a lot, where it's kind of like I'm focusing more on trying to fix something that's broken, and it's causing that much stress and that much pull to try and fix that I'm actually concentrating on more of blaming and destroying the good part of something, because I'm more concentrated on what's trying to keep me trapped, of trying to keep it pulled together, pulling myself together, trying to pull that together. But they don't realise that time is an illusion, and it ticks by quicker than what people think, because they don't realise that they've spent that much time on fixing that time goes very quickly. Life expectancy, things go by, like things that can really be built up into fruition, that create a great ascension of like 7. You pull yourself together, you align yourself with yourself, and you don't wait, you continue to go forward. But some people, they like to go backwards, because people from the past keep them in the past. They keep that illusional self alive by someone that's focusing like in a 3-parted thing, a chain of ascension. The karmic thing here keeps the karmic alive. It keeps that ego and that fear or anything alive, because this is a mind game of a mind game. That's a big lesson of, well, you can keep that up for a very long time, but what you're doing is you're destroying the good, because the bad is destroying the good and the bad, because it's the blame game of an ascension path that just reflects back hidden. Well, I need to remain hidden because you're making me feel scared or trapped, and that because you're hiding things, you're making me feel like I'm hiding things, and it's just an ascension of things that are hidden. So then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to remain hidden myself, and that's when depression can start in. You hide away from life, you hide away from the light. People that suffer from depression, or someone that's keeping them trapped or depression in illusion or the delusional self, what they do is they suffer from depression and they don't go out much, because they just, I don't know, the people, they sit in illusion of hope for the good, but they don't have action or communication skills or anything in order to push themselves. You know, you have to push yourself out of depression. You have to push yourself with action and feelings and thoughts. You can't just have them. You have to have action behind them to make the action real, so you can manifest. But while someone's keeping you trapped in illusion, they don't. So they stay like trapped in where you're, it's like, you know, my brother, he stays in a very low vibration, and for a very long time he hid from the light, which was hid from the day. You know, didn't really go out so much during the day, you know, and then kind of, or even not, but just a depressional state where you're trapped where you think, well, I just don't know, because things are so hidden. Things are so hidden within my emotions is where I can't really see the light of day, because I'm trying to focus more on the thing that's keeping me trapped. You know, I don't understand that. I don't understand about aligning yourself with the good. 7 is about pulling, that's why I say, pull your fucking self together. You know, it's because alignment of your true essence, of your feeling that creates through your chakras of 7, is where things are blocked. So when you meet the good, it's an ascension path that releases communication, releases the throat chakra, the mind chakra expands, your mind expands, your vocabulary expands, you reach out. It's like a reaching out. It releases the heart chakra, the base chakra. It makes you feel more grounded, more stable, more committed, more open, more fluid. You can't stay blocked or keep making people keep you blocked. Wow, that's two... Fuck, man, that's 2 cards. Aquarius, you're giving me a run. You could have a runner and a chaser. Chaser and a runner. Chaser and a runner effect. Okay, so anyway, let's see. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. So yeah, something to do with soulmate energy. Reflection of the past is the same thing. So you could have something to do with someone that was built up from the past that came into fruition, but it led to a lot of confusion and waiting, and it was something to do with soulmate or someone from the past. So then the other part of the story, the other partner, if you'll continue to, a lot of people, they're in 3-party triangles, so you know if you're in one, if you're not, and it's great. But chances are, if someone's watching this, as they are, and then someone will cross-watch this, get pissed off that I'm talking to an Aquarian, and then they blame me, and then they start to dislike the video, because they'll go off and they'll try to find a new lesson with someone else that's going to tell them that John Paul actually does come running across a white fence, and he doesn't get his bollocks caught on the fence at all, and they just sit there for a very long time. You know, it's not. Life isn't about that. Life has forward movement. You know, I mean, I have so many different things. I have Cancer in the 9th house, which is the Chariot, which is kind of spiritual, but it's kind of like, you know, we need to... Ascension is about forward movement and passion that you have within yourself to do it. That's why I use that with my creative field of Aquarian in Venus, you know, because it's also love, but also career. So career, Aquarius, looks great because it's an ascension of something. So you could be astrologers, tarot card readers, esoteric readers. You might be into metaphysics, illusion, kind of karma, anything like that. But if it's to do with love, through what I was saying, someone could be concentrated. So here we go. So I'm having visions now. So someone could be concentrated on something that was built up in the past, and it never come into fruition, and it just led to a waiting game of what we went through with that story. And it could have something to do with their past, their children or anything like that from their past. If we go into past life regression, it can mean someone that was stuck and very controlling from their past, of their childhood, of where it led to a whole ascension chain of what we was talking about, past life regression, of the waiting game. You know, people in life, okay, when they experience so much trauma, it's because they are supposed to, because there's a chain of ascension of things that happen. You can't help some people in life, and I've experienced this through their other card readings, that they actually think that they're fucking Batman and Superman. 1333 on the clock. People think that they're Superman or Batman, okay, and that they should be more caring and nurturing for someone that wasn't cared or nurtured for. So they think that they kind of use them as their mother, and the person that's thinking that they're the mother treats them as their child, and that's why it's called soul growth and evolution of something that was karmic, okay? So then what happens is that they are a kind and nurturing person, but they think that they can nurture someone that doesn't really want nurturing for, because an ascension of a chain, the thing that really holds you up is the stability within yourself, and that's what teaches us independence and being stable, of where we can actually hold things up within ourselves, okay? So through that ascension, it teaches the karmic thing about independence, is that you can't be codependent. If someone's codependent and the devil starts forming, and there's drug addiction and blame and hatred and force, that's karmic. That means through an ascension of what you learn through their area code dynamic, or their dynamic of ascension of life path numbers, or what was written within karma, is the fact that they were supposed to go through that because their family chain of dynamic of blood was teaching them about control, of that when the controlling substance met the other person, that is a lesson through keeping each other stuck, because it's not meant to be and it's not written. So one was supposed to be controlling that might make the other feel that they're controlling. So what that does is that causes that push and pull of ascension, of a breaking of a chain. But you only get that when you have action and you start to manifest in the right direction of where things really do start to come into fruition, and it creates a chain of keeping yourself separated and into fruition of things that you can grow within yourself through in a chain of 6. Okay? So through that codependency, that is why that pulls that way, because of their childhood issues. You can't change someone that had childhood issues because they had them at a very young age and they suffered from it. But they still have free will choice in order to continue on that path or change, but some people don't because they're not written to. Or they are, but what it means is if they're connected to 2 karmic things here, we'll call them things, sorry, but have to, energy, 2 karmic people, okay, it's supposed to separate, because the person that may be controlling is supposed to go on their path to either cause destruction in something else or to actually find someone else that resonates with them more. If they're both destructive, then that's their written path of what they would live for the rest of their life. If this other party is really good, they're supposed to walk towards the light, because that's what they truly learn. Because we talk about checks and balances. We talk about, well, where am I really? Do I really feel this way? Am I really good, caring and nurturing? Okay, if I am and this karmic partner is not, then what happens is one's supposed to go the other way, because that is checks and balances of realising, well, I'm really not narcissistic and controlling. Okay, so then what I have to do is that I'm actually starting to realise that I'm not. So it's the other person that is. So that's where you start to realise where you are on your path. You start to realise, okay, well, I'm dealing with things from my past. The 2 attachments that are very karmic, one's supposed to go that way because you're changing. Then they may not change, but you're changing. As long as this person here, or whatever you hear, cross watchers, you, them, whatever, mirror flipped, sun, moon, rising. But what happens is that this person starts to realise that they are very caring and nurturing. So then they're supposed to walk this way to make that one walk that way. Separation and avoidance. But you can't avoid the elephant in the room, which is the waiting game. It doesn't work. It doesn't. Trust me, I spent 4 years waiting on something that I thought was written, and it was, but it was supposed to go that way, because it led for me to wait for fucking too long. You know, it's an ascension of a chain that reflects outwardly that somehow it's supposed to heal family issues when you learn independence and codependency. Being codependent on something is someone that keeps you stuck. It's like a drug. It keeps you stuck of where you think that you're in control of a substance, but it's not for a very long time that you realise that the substance is actually controlling you and it's keeping you stuck. So they spend many a lifetime on drugs, say, but if you relate that to relationships, they realise that thing that I thought that I was in control of, that I'm probably having once a week or twice a week, or then it led to 3 times or 4 times a week, or then just the weekends, and now I'm having it every day. Then start to realise, fucking hell, I've lost control. This thing is actually now controlling me. But I'm still in denial of that because I now need it. I'm now codependent on that thing. So that thing can keep people waiting for a very long, like a drug addicts. You know, I used to be a counsellor. You know, they are very codependent on that, and the time just goes like that. Fucking years have gone by. Years and years and years have gone by. And they've been so codependent on worrying about when's my next thing, when's my next fix, when can I get this, when's that in and out substance going to come real quickly, is it going to make me feel bad, how do I worry about my illness and my sickness and all that. Relate the same thing to love, codependency. They get codependent on being independent from each other because one needs to learn about being the great sacrifice of independence, okay, and the other person needs to realise about the one, I'm now independent of you, we separate, we avoid, and we go each other's way, and then you find the new. Okay, it's the same as detoxing. You detox, but the hard work and energy and effort starts when you've realised that, and then you form a great two, a bond with yourself, say if it's drugs. That's when the hard work starts. Because if it then related to a relationship, you then work on that. People in actual relationships and actual partnerships, you're going to experience some kind of fallout. You know, life is not fucking roses. You know, it's not Guns N' Roses. It's not. So that could be a song, something to do with Guns N' Roses. So I'll figure it out at the end. But life is not like Guns N' Roses. You know, you're going to have fallouts, small fallouts, like a small fallout. But then you just work on it and you build on it, because then it relates to then like a new soulmate then, you know, through the feeling, through the feelings that's created, not through the trauma of the mind of what other parties can cause illusion and delusion, of where people can think, well, that's happened to me in the past, so I'm just fucking out and I'm going to go off and be really angry real quickly, you know, because of the traumatic past. So it leads to that. It leads to a mirroring of people, you know. It's the same as a drug, you know. Love is a drug. It's kind of denial. Love is a drug, and it's only a feeling, but it leads us in denial. Especially when you're connected to something real karmic, it fears us moving away, and the waiting, ascension of waiting, where things just don't come into fruition because the stable two make an unstable one. Stable two make an unstable one, meaning codependent, meaning declaration of independent from being codependent. So the only one great sacrifice is that you're not Superman or Batman, and the one thing that's independent will only learn to be non-codependent and independent when it doesn't have anything to rely on, like a leech, like a karmic leech, karmic attachment. Doesn't have anything to attach itself to then, so it falls by the wayside when the two becomes strong and the one becomes well, it might be what was that? Two become one. Who's that? The girl band. What, a girl band? I forget what their names are now, Posh Spice and all that kind of shit. But, you know, it's dependent, codependent. You can only learn someone can be codependent when you're not dependent on them wanting you. You know, it's an ascension of, like, you're not going to get anywhere, but just because one's keeping you trapped, you have to have action, you have to have communication, you have to have everything under control of where you're going. You know, it's really important. Fucking hell, you're giving me, you know, someone could be wanting, feeling, communication or spying. You know, it's just the want, need and I, but it's like the beginning progression of someone's watching, or it's someone wanting to communicate but doesn't know how, because, or it can mean someone from the past is communicating childishly and acting out and aloof, or someone wants to communicate, or someone's thinking. This is also a thought, a progression of something fresh and new. Fresh and new soulmate might be looking and watching and wanting something fresh and new, but they're trying to break away from something from the past, maybe. You've got, I get so many fucking downloads. So we've got the world, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising or Venus. Trying to move this to the camera. So you've got the world. So that's, yeah, something to do with the internet. Someone wanting to communicate with someone across the internet. Or this is like world cycles. So this is mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all. It's always yourself, but then you pick yourself through a mirror reflection of a soulmate that gives you the same back, honesty. So it could be something to do with communication, travel, thought, speak, travelling, communication, telecommunications, telephones, computers, ending world cycles of a chain of what we just went through, major release, major, it's kind of saying time, because this is also time. This is also like Saturn of saying, well, the time is nigh. You know, things need to end in order to begin. There's always a beginning and an ending, but if an ending is a complete ending, it needs to end. If there's an ending of a beginning of a new chain, then the end creates more devastation. If the beginning of someone new creates something that came into fruition through thoughts and feelings of something new, then that creates a brand new ascension of a chain of what we went through. Breaking the chain of ascension of karmic release through karmic attachments that relate to past life and previously in the next life. Like the Three of Pentacles, something fresh and new. Could be a guide, could be a spiritual healer. You could be going on a retreat. You could be looking into yourself. But it could be something that's fresh and new, a new idea, a new creation, you, or starting something fresh and new with someone. But let's have a look. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising or Venus. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising or Venus. Thank you. So we've got, yeah, there you go. So for someone from the past is just stuck. It's like wanting to make an offer, but not. Like, I'm stuck on the past and I'm more concentrated on the past of what we just went through. It doesn't get people anywhere. So you've got the Sun. So things bringing into fruition. So this is great. Well, this is good for my ascension path of being Aquarius. And it's like, so it could have something to do with Leo. So I've got Leo MC. But it also depends on your Vedic chart too. So we've got the Tower and the Three of Cups. So wanting to unite Oh, slow down. Slow the fuck down, Aquarius. Okay. Okay. So this is going to go on for a bit, so I do apologise. Right, so, wow, how many fucking visions am I seeing through mirror, mirror on the wall? Because we've got a reflection of the past, also creating a mirror of a new soulmate, old soulmate. You've got someone from the past of what we went through with that, things that are hidden, and they're probably keeping more things hidden, and it's just keeping them stuck and you stuck, or them stuck, or whoever, cross watches, take your pick, okay? Or wanting to actually receive an offer but just don't know how. Concentrated on something that was built up that was great from their past, but they're thinking or feeling that someone's not going to accept their offer, or they're not doing anything, and that's just keeping everything stuck through the story of what we went through there too. Or they're concentrated more on their past of what I said, they're concentrated more on the past that's broken than what they are on the future of receiving a gift of opportunity. Opportunity knocks to break away or to stay put, you know. So if people stay put, they can stay put for a lifetime, you know, they can. But, yeah, and the overall energy is the Four of Wands, so it's definite soulmate or twin flame kind of energy, something built up and, you know, something great, something good, something that leads into ascension, someone that's a builder, creator, can be a bricklayer, can be an architect, can know how to structure finances and career, creative fields, abilities, making something sturdy and grounded and that doesn't move. Or the overall energy of what we said, it's a reflection of childhood issues, things from their past that was under their roof as well that happened. It can also mean something that happened within a karmic partnership that was to do with the destruction of the home life, maybe. You know, we've got fucking hell stories. Could have some ways. So you've got Libra and Aquarius coming up too in the chart. Wish fulfillment, Scorpio maybe. I don't want to take them, but they are there. Justice, the Star card, and Death. So Death of the old. Justice can bring in, of what I was saying through other videos, through karma, dharma of where you are. If people keep things stuck, then the universe starts to intervene and starts to give people rewards in different ways or different fields or different things depending on what's set up within anything. You know, it can be anything. But justice is saying that there needs to be release. There needs to be release of a cycle because people know, they should know. So it's saying that there needs to be justice and balance. It can have something to do with a Libra, or it can just mean someone wants to get married, or that they was married in something that was toxic and they want a new partnership also with someone else. It can have anything to do with law, karmic law, children, paperwork, physical abilities of anything to do with law at all, or children, or a commitment, a bloodline, you know. But it's crying for like release. It's kind of saying that there's justice that's going to start to happen if people keep things stuck and people want to move away or they don't. It's saying that there's going to be justice in some form or manner, and it should bring in a lot of release, healing, okay, and transformation. Holy shit. You're giving me a run for my money, Aquarius. Okay, but very quirky Aquariuses. My cousin is Aquarius. She's at the moment dealing with a Libra. So I don't know if any of you are. You don't have to be, but she is. And that is very, you know, I don't want to go into that. Okay. So I just realised that I'm probably going to be putting this on Facebook. So if you have me, Cal, I do apologise. Okay. So let's have a look. You know, because this can also be alcohol too. This can be like I'm just going to concentrate more about things at the bar and people offering more things at the bar, and I'm just going to stay the way I am, and that's that. You know, over aloof, over emotional drinking and all that kind of stuff, and I'm going to probably hide it and not tell you, but just you know anyway, because we've done it for a long time. Can be. Sorry, but I'm going to have to give out the messages. People want readings, and I do not beat around the bush because I have a life path number 7. I teach people how to grow and things to come into fruition instead of keeping things hidden, and Alive She Cried from the Other Side. You know, check that one out. There's a video and also a piece of writing. But Alive She Cried from the Other Side of the Veil. You know, you have spiritual awakenings. Also, number 7, ascension of a path of yourself. Okay, when you do that, you become in alignment with yourself, and you realise that an old structure of you or an old structure of something needs release. It needs karmic release. Can mean an awakening. So I'm probably going to have one of those. Also, have a lot of things happening in different kinds of parts of my chart too. But yeah, Chiron moved from Pisces, which I am a Pisces, but moved into Aries, and I have an Aries. I forget most of my chart, but it is down there that you can see. But yeah, it's so. Let's have a look. Sorry, I got more concerned about myself then. I don't know why, but it's kind of my reading too. I try not to do readings for myself, to be honest, because I believe that you create your own future through your feeling of how you feel, but things need to come into fruition because you do the waiting game, and that's not good, you know. Through what I've learned through fucking years of my karmic situation, that's not what you do. You can't block out an elephant in the room because it starts fucking causing chaos. So that means that there's a block all told. So people need to communicate like fucking adults, you know, because we're talking about ascension of becoming an adult. Growing and learning through not doing things like the past, of what the past created, but start to realise that I've changed and now I'm becoming more aware and that I can deal with things more amicably as an adult. So then what I do is I start to act like one, and I start to make action and moves toward things that are good. People freak out when I say adult because I'm talking about people's soul, what they learn through checks and balances of where your soul is through an ascension path of 7 of yourself. You realise that. You could communicate with people across the world. Wanting to unite with a new soulmate or old soulmate of the situation that we went over with. Okay, or someone could just be going out and getting pissed a lot. Then you've got the sun that brings in the fruition. But we've got this very stubborn energy here. So let's have a look at... let me quickly have a look at the 4 of Cups. Because it's not major arcana, but it's things that can be overcome, but it needs release. You know, it needs release. Yeah, King of Pentacles could have something to do with Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. But it means that I want something more stable. I'm becoming more stable and grounded now. I'm realising about checks and balances, and that I am like the earth mother, father, man or woman, both the same quality of feminine or masculine. Don't freak out that this is a mush in here. It can be a woman too, okay? It's also general, but it doesn't matter. It just means that I'm becoming more grounded and stable. Grounded and stable. Or want something more and grounded and stable with something else and something new, or what we went through, okay? Because of probably lies and deceit. Or a return. This is like someone that runs from the past, okay, but also returns. So it's a return of the sender, but it's also, I'm running from someone from the past that's deceptive, and I'm running now towards someone that's good. And it can be like a karmic return or a dharmic return, depending on what you notice about yourself through checks and balances and whether you want to move forward or not. Okay? And then this is kind of like, well, whichever way loose, because there needs to be release and transformation of a world cycle, people will start to receive their karma or dharma. It's also a 7. Okay? So it's either lucky or unlucky. You know? Because you've got 3 7s. And I know a lot of people also, some people have life path number 7 as well, so you could be watching that. But let's have a look at the Tower. The Tower, because the Tower and the world is like fucking ending world cycles, ending world cycles altogether. Tower. Let's have a look at the Tower. So we've got Temperance, which is great. And we've got the Knight of Swords, and then under that is communication. So this can be that someone is now firing in passionately with the truth, or wanting the truth, or coming in. This can be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, coming in with See, this can be cutthroat energy, and where you have an argument but then you rebuild, because like you rebuild the passion through a discussion of something that can be cutthroat, or basically just fast action of communication. But whichever way around it is, of what I'm picking up through the cards, is that that is rebuilding something new, because the communication then opens, and where you have release, then you have release to build up something new through what I said, through the this part here, I forget what I was saying now, through where you work on an actual partnership. You realise that you have arguments or something stupid from the past, but that's a relationship. It's not going to be like fucking Cinderella and Batman. You have small discussions or small fallouts, but they can always be overcome. So then what happens is then you rebuild, or you don't rebuild. But what it's kind of saying to me is that finds the balance, then the balance, because that talks about Sagittarian energy, which is Jupiter, which is the ancient ruler of Pisces. So it can be a water sign or fire sign or actual Sagittarian, or it can literally just mean an angel, or like a light worker, a guide, someone that's a healer, trying to balance out emotions and feelings and trying to gather and say, okay, well, this action happened from the past and this happened from then, and we had too much kind of, so now we just need to balance it out, discuss and talk and rebuild the structure of something from the past. Now that can either be something through the bad, which can be something to do with like cutthroat energy, or it can be something good of rebuilding itself of the structure. And then you have the ascension of what we say through an 8, which is the communication, which is flowing. Love, well, here we go, Aquarius. So love is just a feeling. What if it's a feeling that's left empty, what is it? Refillable. So you refill it with fresh and new memories and feelings, right? You rebuild yourself. Okay? So then, but love is not a controlling energy, and it shouldn't be controlled. It should just be a natural flow of something. There shouldn't be any communicational blocks. There shouldn't be anything that blocks, because when communication happens, it releases the block, and you're kind of like, oh, well, actually, now we're discussing more about adults. Yeah, I'm sorry too, okay? Can we work this out more amicably? Yes or no, okay? But you work through it if it wants to. If it's written as a proper soulmate, then it's written that way as a twin flame. You work it out because you really want to be together as a two. Like I say, a stable two work through an issue, but a stable two, if the unstable one is completely unstable, then it doesn't work out and it never will. Okay, because it was unstable, it meant separation and release of a karmic cycle and a chain of ending world cycles. But the new, you work on it because you both feel new. You make me feel brand new. So that might be the song, Simply Red, Brand New. Wow, I've got to remember them. Simply Red, Brand New. I haven't got a fucking pen on me. But we'll see, and they're probably going to say, look, we know it because we've just heard it. Oh, and I know a few others as well. Angel and Brand New. Whitecliff, innit? Angel. Yeah, so that'll probably be a song, but you'll know that now because you're watching it. And you would have seen it in the title. So we'll leave that one at that one. So let's have a look at the world. So what's the world talking about? The world. Yeah, decision, trying to find more balance. Can you tell me more about the Two of Swords, please? Because that's like release of karma. Two is like becoming unblindfolded or remaining hidden. It's either. Something's hidden. Something's hidden within the internet. Could have something to do with Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Can be an ending, and it can have also Cancer in their chart too, but it's moving forward in a motion of. So we'll keep them ones, and then yeah, working on things then, really wanting to work on and rebuild something. So something to do with the internet or world travel, and deciding because of that, and it's led someone to actually really fall in love with someone or start to think about their feelings and emotions, and they're feeling in love and more stable because of maybe an ending that they've experienced, or an ending of something from the past that was roadkill. That's how you made me feel and I felt dead, right? Or an ending of a new beginning with that, and that'll just be that, and that'll be completely karmic. Or an ending with something new that starts a fresh, brand new outlook. So you've got another 7, man. So, like the forward movement, the passion, the sphinxes, the dark and light forces, the driven self that forces the darkness away and also pulls the good towards the light, also like a guide, the present self, the present tense of your present self. Father Christmas always delivers you the best gift. If you wasn't grateful when you was a kid, you got a fucking backhander and they told you not to be so ungrateful. Okay, so then what you do is you probably have a small argument. You say, I'm really sorry, I really do appreciate what I get. The next day or the next year, you get something bigger and it releases an opportunity. An opportunity always grows. It gets bigger because you don't dream big, you dream bigger. Present self, present tense of someone that knows how to drive the force forward, okay, like a guide. So you've got light workers and guide and ascension also around you too. So you could be listening to one, are one, want to be one, want to learn about one, or you're a tarot card reader, or you're interested in astrology. You could be interested in becoming more present within yourself also. Let's see, the sun, yeah, it's new direction. This is coming out in a few readings, the Pisces reading, and was it the Capricorn reading? Yeah, which I listed the song and then also tried to sing very badly in the Capricorn one. But that was Jack Black and I forget what the song's called, Wonder Boy, and also something else. You know, when they're in the phone booth. When they're in the phone booth. Okay. But I don't want, this is going to go on for a long while. The tribute, innit? The tribute. Trials and tribulations. So that brings in travel, communication across the world, new direction, or standing at the path of thinking about something new and fresh, but which way to go. Be you angels, we are but men. Rock. Yeah, can lead to marriage. Can be Taurus, Capricorn, Pentacles. Holy shit. So you've got something that comes into fruition completely and can be a new commitment, can have anything to do with law, karmic law, decision, but it brings in, so if people go towards the fresh and the new, it can bring a commitment or a marriage, or wanting to marry someone, or can be married. Or can anything to do with law. If it's anything to do with the bad, it could mean something to do with law. Okay, but then it's like a very strong connection. Very strong connection. Can have Capricorn in the chart. You've got opportunity again, but stability, finding the stability. And then it's the soulmate again. The reflection. It can be either growth and learning through an ascension chain, or it can mean like finding love and passion again within a new soulmate, or old soulmate, or just a reflection of more learning and growing. But this seems good, even though the devil's there, because that just kind of means Taurian energy is very strong and Capricorn energy is very strong. You've got Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Yeah, but let's have a look at, and then you've got equality and balance, caring and sharing. I just realised, yeah, my Vedic chart, I don't know much about you, but I've apparently got, I'm an Aquarius in Venus, but an Aquarius sun sign in Vedic, but I also have Capricorn in my Venus sign. That's fucking weird, as far as I know. I can't really, there's nothing more to really clarify. Yeah, that's come up again as I finished. Working hard and building a new creation in some form or manner. Okay, Aquarius, you've given me a run for my money. Okay, 444 on the clock, and it's just hit 4444. But all songs will be in the description. It'll probably be the ones that I said. If you want a reading, please don't send a payment straight away. Just send me a quick email. When I reply, if you want one, when I do reply, it's because I'm trying to get through other emails first as well, so they don't archive before someone's paid. It just can get very confusing when you're trying to run everything yourself. But I think I need a secretary. So if anyone's a very good secretary, please let me know how to fucking do all this kind of stuff. You know? But because there's a lot going on, and I'm trying to sort it out and organise it the best I can. But please just send an email, and then when I get back to you, then I'll say to you, okay, send me the 4 questions or 3 questions, and then pay, and then I will do your reading for you, okay? All right, guys, love you very much, Aquarius. Have a good January. All right, guys, cheers, peace, bye. Aquarius, sorry, I forgot to clarify the moon, so I needed to do this. But it was clarified by the Empress and the 9 of Pentacles, which is great. This is money, finances, fucking feeling abundant, riches, free, independent. Tita was right saying about independence. But the Earth Mother quality, someone may see you as the Empress, or you see them as the Empress, or a mirror reflection of something. But this can be someone that's caring, nurturing, giving, loving, kind of knows how to be an Earth Mother, stable, committed, wants commitment, could be pregnant, wanting pregnancy, can be free and single, ready to mingle, but freedom, abundant, you know, and that's what the moon can hide, someone that's wanting that. Very strange, but I thought I would just quickly add that just in case people are saying, oh, you didn't clarify the moon, because that was major arcana. So the moon, through what's hidden, also can reveal that. But we'll leave that at that. Okay, Aquarius, cheers, guys. Oh, 11:11 or 1:11 on the clock. Cheers, peace, bye.